To First Alert meteorologist Rob Dunzer on Sanibel Island for us tonight, where businesses and homeowners are still rebuilding from Hurricane Ian. Here's your cue, Rob.
Well, as we join you out here again live on the shores of Sanibel Island, this island is going to look a lot different in the years to come. Of course, we're still repairing from the damages of Hurricane Ian, but something I think a lot of the residents here will be rebuilding stronger than what they had before, because now that we all know what is possible in our community, most especially when it comes to the risk of storm surge, and because we all love this community so much and want to stay here and raise our families here, we have to rebuild, but we have to rebuild stronger, Kyla.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, the rebuilding process, though, has been very expensive and just frankly mentally exhausting for a lot of people. I talked to one woman who is still fighting to get back into her home on Sanibel.
It's just peace.
Not far from the serene sounds of the Gulf is Amy Zabaro's slice of paradise.
I think a lot of us just thought, we'd be back sooner. I don't think we imagined all the trouble.
I first met Amy as she reunited with family at Sanibel Port Marina 3 days after Hurricane Ian.
Just relieved.
She and her youngest daughter were trapped on the island.
You just had to run for your life, literally.
Amy didn't evacuate. She rode out the storm at her business in Jerry's Plaza. And even when her duplex looked like this,
part of me didn't want to go, saying goodbye to my neighbor over here. Bye, Irene. I just didn't know when we'd be back.
Amy still doesn't know when she can move home.
Back lanai, bathroom, this was all glass sliders. The pressure of the water exploded that slider.
It's hard to tell, but what you see now is significantly better than what it was.
Well, this was my house.
Water was up to the ceiling.
This is my kitchen. New refrigerator, new dishwasher. This toast.
It's cleaned up now and gutted thanks to her tight-knit island community.
Most all the work here has been done by friends, volunteers, and church groups.
Even with all that help, there's one thing they can't do: raise the building. And in the next storm, that could be the difference in saving her duplex.
We got 7.5 feet of water here.
Amy told me the city offered her a permit to raise the duplex 5 feet. That's about how tall I am. But she and her neighbors didn't feel comfortable raising it anything less than 10 feet.
It's probably going almost as high as that level where the second level is now.
It will cost her and her neighbors $194,000. Amy did get a flood insurance check in January, but then a Florida court ordered her carrier UPC to dissolve. She and thousands of others were forced to go shopping for a new provider.
I have no other word other than disgusting, heartless.
Right now, she's renting in Fort Myers.
I'm supposed to get $29,000 in additional living expenses for the year. They have only paid me 3 months of that and nothing else. I think recently they issued a check for $10 and some odd change. What the heck is that?
And once her mortgage forbearance ends in September, she'll have to pay $17,000 or risk going into default.
I really do believe they want us to walk away from our houses. Then they won't have to pay.
Amy says she feels the state hasn't done enough to address the insurance crisis crippling Floridians.
Governor Ron DeSantis was elected by the people. God bless him for doing what he did so quickly in putting that bridge together. But I believe his focus is now perhaps on the presidency.
Do you feel forgotten?
Yes.
Beyond wanting to be heard, she's working to heal.
And that I can even talk about it, is a good thing.
Her faith and counseling have helped guide her to a better place.
I realized I need to make friends again with the ocean.
Have you?
Yeah.
Another step closer to home and peace.
It's not fun, but we do get stronger and we can encourage other people.
And I want you to take a look at these pictures right now. These are brand new pictures from the last week or so showing the progress Amy and her neighbors are making. The city told me they've granted 5 permits to raise structures on the island, but they do expect 10 to 15 more requests. Now, so far, Davy Shoring is the only company doing that work. And not only on Sanibel, but Pine Island and Matlacha, too. Now, we can come back out to us live here at the Sanibel boat ramp. I wanted to make it clear, Amy said one thing that she's learned from Hurricane Ian, she will never stay for a hurricane like this, but she at least hopes that these repairs and all of this effort she's putting into her home will make her feel a little bit safer to return back to her home and hope to have something there. Earlier, if you were with us, hopefully you saw Rob's amazing demonstration about storm surge, because that is the theme of today. And Amy raised her home 11 feet. That's higher than this pole. Pretty crazy,
That's
but
a big
it's
difference.
needed.
It's an expensive difference, but you know, that house is going to be so much safer for the next storm system. You know, it's probably not going to be as strong as Hurricane Ian, but if it is, you know, she's going to be well prepared for it, for whatever may come her way.
Absolutely. Sorry if you're hearing some of the boats. It's a hot day out here. Everyone's enjoying the water. But for now, I'll send it back to you and Kelly, Peter, in the